Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. It is dinner time, so come in and sit down. We got plenty of room. We got some good soul food for tonight's dinner, my brothers and sisters. So dinner table is ready and prepared. Go ahead and invite some more family members and friends because we got something good on the menu this evening. I hope that you all had a very good and productive day. Your brother Tony, he had an excellent, blessed day. That's right. Excellent, blessed with a twist of serenity. That's how my day have gone, and I'm ready to give you some good soul food this evening, my brothers and sisters. So come on in, come on in, come on in. It is dinner time with your brother Tony, and I enjoy having dinner with you, brothers and sisters. Basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Currently, I enjoy having my dinner with you. And how you doing, Sister Tanya Park? I see that she's at the dinner table tonight. How you doing, Sister Kirkpatrick? I see you at the dinner table. So come on in, brothers and sisters. Invite some of your friends in. And I would like for you all to know this. If this is your first time at the dinner table, I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book. And those of you on the book, I may make some comment to those that are on the tube, but you may not be able to see them. And those of you on the tube, I may make some comments to those that are on the book and you may not see it, but we're family here, okay? So we're about to soon get into this good soul food tonight. But let me tell you this, my brothers and sisters, let me tell you exactly where I come from. As far as the topic goes, I talk about relationships, my brother and sister. I talk about relationships pertaining to that of a man and a woman. Again, that's a man and a woman that needs God to be in the middle of the relationship. Because when it comes to a relationship, a real relationship, it takes three. It takes the man, the woman, and the Lord God Almighty to be in it. And what do I mean by that? When we go to the book of Genesis, God had a unique relationship with the man being Adam. And after God established a unique relationship with the man Adam, notice no woman was not around. Then he called a deep sleep to come on Adam. He took the rib out of Adam's side. He closed up the womb. He stepped to the side and he formed a beautiful creation, that being the woman. And the woman had a unique relationship with God before she talked to a man. So God brought the woman to the man. Check that out. God brought the woman to the man. The woman did not go looking for a man. The man did not go looking for a woman. But when Adam seen this woman, he found her in the presence of God because God did all the leg work. So that's what it means when a man found a wife, he found it for good thing and obtained favor from the Lord. That's what it means. No man goes running after woman, and neither does a woman go running after man. It's all God ordained. Anything other than that is of the world. And now there are some people that might be at the dinner table tonight or thinking about having dinner with, or they have a different point of view when it comes to a relationship. But those of you that have a different point of view when it comes to a relationship, you have what is called a free will. And you do whatever you choose to do. However, I mean, you know, now at the dinner table, I basically talk about the relationship from a biblical standpoint. And my position comes from Genesis, the man, the woman, and God. That's my position. So with that said, my brother and sister, we're about to get into this good soul food tonight. And the topic that's on the menu is 7 things women want you to do, but never tell you. Again, 7 things that women want you to do, but they never tell you. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm glad that you asked. Now, men, listen up to me, you men. Men, a woman can be very, very difficult to read her mind. And there isn't one man on God's green earth. I'm going to say that again. There's not one man on God's green earth. I think I need to say that another time to make this 3 times. There's not one man on God's green earth that could fully understand the true nature of women. Most women on a subconscious level, on a subconscious level think that a man should be able to read their minds. But what they don't understand, most women do not understand, is that no man come into this world with a manual on the nature of a woman. Therefore, we going to talk about this tonight. 7 things women want you to do, but will never tell you. Now, men, when it comes to being in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship with the right woman, there needs to be a revelation. There needs to be illumination. There needs to be confirmation. And we're going to talk about the revelation. We're going to talk about the illumination, and we're going to talk about the confirmation later on. But what we're about to do now, I just gave you the appetizer. Now we're about to get into the meat at the this dinner table tonight, and this is the soul food. When it comes to you, brother, what you need to know, but what most women will not tell you, and when I say most women, I'm talking about mature women. This is the type of women I'm talking about: mature, godly women. Because mature, godly women, in their mind, they know that when you approach them, that God, you had a relationship with God, and so forth. I mean, not so forth, but therefore you should be equipped before you meet a woman. And that's why I said a mature woman, and I talk about a mature woman that comes from, that's a daughter of God, and you need to be a son of God. So a daughter of God, she's not going to too much take a whole bunch of crap off of men, because she knows that God will bring the right man. She knows that God will cause the right man to find her. Now, a mature Christian woman, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a worldly woman. She will wait in God's time while God is developing her to be that Proverbs 31 woman. And when you see this woman, brother, she is already prepared to be a wife. She's not getting ready to be a wife. She's prepared to be a wife only if you're the right man. Now, there are going to be some men that are going to be coming. They're going to smell this soul food that I'm talking about right now out of curiosity. They're going to come around the dinner table. There are going to be some women out of curiosity. They're going to come close to the dinner table. They may not sit down, but they're going to smell what we got cooking so they can find out what we're talking about when it comes to 7 things women want you to do, but you never tell, what they never tell you. And keep in mind, I'm talking about women of God. You see, women of God depend on God to bring the right man to find them. This is the key thing. Women of God wait for the right man to come to her. Brothers, God will cause you to find the right woman. That's the bottom line of how a relationship kick off, when God brings the right woman to you. Anything outside of that, it's not from God. Because God ordained for a relationship to come to pass. Now, what is it? What are the 7 things that most mature Christian women basically won't tell you, but you should be equipped? Number 1, if a mature woman is interested in you, brothers, if she's interested in you, she will not directly approach you, but she will give you indirect, subtle signs, and she hopes that you can pick up on them. Again, a mature woman of God, if she's interested in you, she will indirectly, not directly, but she will indirectly approach you. But she may give you indirect, subtle signs, and she hopes that you be able to pick up on it. What do I mean by that? So, brother, when God brings a woman into your viewpoint, this woman, she is not going to aggressively approach you. She's not going to do that. because she know that part of the scripture about a man that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. So this particular type of mature woman, she is going to exercise patience. But if she's interested in you, most mature women that interested in you, they will give you some type of sign. And I always go to this. Most women, since most men are visual, how you doing, Sister Teresa Thomas? Welcome to the dinner table. Most mature women that are ready to be in a committed, serious, and covenant relationship, most women will give you eye contact. They're going to give you a flashing eye contact. And when they give you an eye contact, it may not be, they may not stare right into your eye, but they're going to give you good direct and it's a subconscious thing. They're going to look at you and then they will smile. But they may not say nothing. If they say anything, they may say, how you doing? But that's all they're going to do. Because what they're doing is putting the ball back on your side of the court and hope that you could pick up on this subtle sign. Now, a woman that really wants you to approach her, she is going to be, her body language is going to tell you that she's open for dialogue. She's not going to be mean mugging you. So this is from the outside, what you're going to be observed. But you see, brother, what you're going to observe more is what's on the inside of that woman, because the Lord, he is going to illuminate what's on the inside of that woman to give you a sign where you should approach her. Because if you should approach her, God had placed that woman there at that one particular time. And to tell you the truth, some women don't know what I'm telling you. They might do this, but they might not understand why they're doing it. But the Lord is prompting them to get you to engage with dialogue with them. Number two, most women, mature women, when you decide to approach them, you got to understand it. You got to make sure that you are prepared for that woman. Do not step up to a woman unless you have everything together, brothers. When I say that, you are prepared to be more than a boyfriend. You are prepared to be more than someone that just say he wants a girlfriend and you want to see how much it goes. This woman wants you to look at her long term, not short term. She's looking for you to not play mental games with her. She's looking for you not to mislead her. I'm talking about a mature woman. A mature woman may not tell you all of this. And you see, even though they may think that you should know. Now, if you're a worldly man, you definitely don't know nothing. But brother, if you are a man of God, God going to teach you some things. How he going to guide you in how to approach a woman. And the only way you're going to know how to properly approach a woman, you, my brother, you have to spend solo time with God first. So, brother, don't even think about getting a relationship with no woman until you have time with God. And on the flip side, sister, don't even think about a man finding you unless you spend quality time with God yourself. So that's the first relationship, brother, that you need to establish. You need to establish a relationship with God, the Father, through his son, Jesus. And when it comes to a woman, while you're praying, brother, and while you are doing your purpose that the Lord gave to you, God going to teach you through his son, Jesus, how to get in a good conversation with a woman. He's going to guide you. He's going to teach you, and he's going to show you what you must do. Why would God do that? Through his son, Jesus? Because you see, Jesus, he created that woman. So he knows everything about that woman. He knows everything about it, and he's going to reveal little pieces on how to dialogue with this woman. How you doing, Sister Sherry Smith? Welcome to the dinner table. Those of you that are coming to the dinner table tonight, tonight's topic is 7 things women want you to do but will never tell you. And we're talking about mature women. So, brother, you shouldn't even have to ask no woman, what you're looking for in a relationship. Worldly men ask women what you're looking for in a relationship. You don't have to ask her, because you see, brother, when you approach a woman, you don't approach a woman with what do you want in a relationship. You approach a woman and you're supposed to know what she needs in a relationship. And the only thing, because she's a human first, right? She's a spiritual being first. Let me retract that. She's a spiritual being. So this woman that you're going to approach, you got to understand, she's one woman, but she's made out of three parts. This woman, she has a spirit. This woman has a soul, and this woman has a body. But it's one woman. Just like you, brother, you have a spirit, you have a soul, and you have a body. So when you are going to approach a woman, you got to understand, you got to approach and be able to feed the different levels of that woman. You got to feed her spiritually. You got to feed her soul, her mind, her will, her body, especially emotionally, then her body. If you get married, you got to know how to express yourself on a deep physical level when it comes to that. And then it goes to the other thing like financing and all that kind of stuff. So you got to understand what it means to provide for a woman. You got to know how to protect a woman. And most of all, you got to know how to lead a woman. How you doing, Sister Flo Hart Martin? So come on in, brothers and sisters, and sit down at tonight's dinner table. We got something good on the menu. And I'm going to reiterate, I got 7 points that I'm going to make, but those of you that are coming in, I'm going to hit those first 2 that I just mentioned. A mature woman, she is interested in you, but she will not directly let you know. She will indirectly let you know based on her body language, how she look at you and how she smile and how she position her body. It will be like, you can come over here if you're ready. I'm here for you, but I'm not going to tell you to come talk to me. Then again, number 2, you have to have yourself together. And when you have yourself together, because you got to remember this, brother, first impressions count. Even in the secular world, first impression count. If you need to go get a job, first impressions count. How you dress, how you talk, and all of that, first impression count. It really does. Before you even open your mouth, because when you even a woman of God, she's going to look at how you present yourself, which leads to number 3, how you express yourself verbally and non-verbally. What do I mean by that? When this woman lets you know that it's okay to approach her, when you go to that woman, brother, you have to know how to talk to her. You got to know what type of conversation, because you got to understand, when you approach this woman, brother, you got to approach this woman with respect. That's the first thing. You got to respect the woman. When you approach the woman, you don't make it seem like you way up here. When you go to a woman, you need to give her direct eye contact when you're talking to her, and you're supposed to lower your voice as you talk to her. Because you got to understand, you're not talking to a man. And with a woman, you have to have a little salt and a little, how shall I say it, sugar when you talk. When I talk about salt, you have to come to this woman, because remember what I say salt does. What salt would do, salt would give, it will preserve. Salt will give flavor, and it may irritate, but you don't want to irritate her that much, okay? But then on the sugary side, you got to know what type of words to use, not flattery words, but you have to use flower type of words to talk to a woman. You got to know how to talk to a woman, because you're going to have to talk to her. Women are emotional. So when you talk to this woman on an emotional level, you're going to have to be able to, while you're talking to her, and while you're looking directly at her, you got to be able to see what works as you're talking to her, because her body language is going to tell you a lot. While you're talking to her, if the flow is going pretty good, she's going to more than likely smile at you. That's right. Complimentary words. That's right, Teresa. You got to when you compliment her, don't be compliment her based on her body parts. You don't do that, brothers. Okay, don't be. And one thing, brother, you don't know, you don't talk to no woman and say, don't ever use this word on a mature woman. You look sexy. Worldly men use stuff like you look sexy. Why would you want to approach a mature woman, especially a woman God, and say you look sexy? You use the word sexy when that's your wife. You know what? When you use the word sexy on a worldly woman, it'll work on them. But on a godly woman don't want to hear nothing about sexy. In other words, you could use, you could say you look eloquent, you look beautiful, and stuff like that. And then you have to know how to use those words at a certain period of time. So leave that kind of stuff, okay, unless she's your wife. Then you can start talking about you look sexy and stuff when she's your wife, not a person that you're trying to get to know. And brother, what this woman is observing too is your swag. When I say your swag, I'm talking about your body language. She's reading whether or not you are confident or not. When you talk to the woman, are you giving her good eye contact? She's not going to tell you that. But since you're talking, she's going to be looking right at you. Now, most women, when they look at you, they may shy away if they're doing the talking. But when you're doing the talking, most of the time, a woman going to look in your eyes. Because as you know, bro, they said that the eyes are the window to the soul. So if it's a godly woman, she's going to be looking right at your eyes. She's going to be watching your body language. And then not only that, she is going to depend on the Spirit of God to illuminate what's on the inside of you. So this sister, she's going by what's God telling her as you talk. She's going by what God telling her based on your body behavior, because she's matching up what you say and what you do. And if if God give her confirmation and give her peace, she's going to be more receptive to listen to all those good things you have to say. So, brother, initially, when you go to a woman, you got to present yourself confident, not arrogant, not over the top, but you have to be very confident. You know why you have to be confident? Because you have the Spirit of the Lord in you. And the Lord did not give you no fear. You don't need no other man talking for you. You don't need no other woman talking for you. I understand they can introduce you, but you do all the leg work. Because if it's going to go anywhere, it's going to be between you and the woman anyway. So a woman, when she looks at you, how you doing, my sister Renee and mother? Welcome to the dinner table. So when you approach a woman, you got to understand she is looking, she listening. And not only is she listening, she's watching your body language. And another thing, brother, when a woman is looking at you, when she's looking at your appearance and she's listening to your words, women have a scent that they smell a lot. They really be sniffing. I ain't talking about sniffing like a dog, but women, they got this thing. How you doing, J-Lo? Women, they smell a lot. What do I mean by smell a lot? If you got on some good smelling cologne, they could pick up on it. So not only are women trying to see what you are from the inside spiritual, remember they're looking at your presentation on the outside, whether you real groomed, how you talk to them in a respectful way, your body language. Don't touch them, brothers, too. When you initially with or talking to a woman, do not touch them. Don't touch no woman unless it's down the road. Don't touch her. If you're going to touch her, just hold out your hand and shake her hand. While you initially talking to a woman, do not put your hand on top of her hand. Don't touch it. You'll know down the road whether or not you could touch or not. And then we're going back to the smell. Some brother, you got to understand this. Women They don't shut their nose off. Women do not shut their nose off. They're not going to tell you, but they don't shut their nose off. What do I mean by that? If you got on cologne and if they like the cologne, they're gonna make a comment. They're gonna probably ask you what kind of cologne you got on, and then those mature women, they're gonna give you a compliment. Now you got too much cologne, they're gonna have a body language, and that you may notice they may put their hands or something over their nose because you smell it, you over the top. Speaking of smelling it over the top, this is what a lot of you brothers need to understand too. And I got to bring it out. You cannot have a lot of halitosis in your mouth. Now, what do I mean by halitosis? What I mean is your breath stinks. Some of you brothers, you could be looking good, you could be well groomed, but your breath stinks. Don't you know you could have a lot of things going on, brother? And I'm talking to some of my spiritual brothers. You got to make sure everything is on point. How you doing, DQ Harry? Some of you brothers, your breath stink. Why would this woman say something before you really get talking? She reach into her pocketbook and say, "Do you want a Tic Tac? Or do you want some gum?" What she's telling you, if she entertaining you, that your breath is kicking. So, brother, even before you meet a woman, God don't even want you talking to him with your breath stink. So why would you think a woman wanted you to talk to her with your breath kicking? Don't you know by your breath kicking that could turn off what could be? Make sure not only that you have cologne on you. How you doing, Sister Cynthia? Not only cologne, make sure that you have taken a bath. Don't just take a wash off and go out there seeing a woman. Make sure you have taken a bath. Your breath could be okay, but she smell you musty. And she could pick up the funk. And not only that, some of you brothers, and I must say this, we adults here, I must say this. If you musty, now some of you brothers, you want to complain that you smell a woman and it smell like she live in the water. You know what I mean? That she live in the water environment. That's how a lot of guys be talking. She smell like she live in the water, and you all know what I'm talking about. But don't you know, some of you brothers, you need to make sure your bottom part need to be clean. Your front part need to be clean, and your back part need to be clean. I'm going to give you a situation when I say your back part. Some years ago, there was this lady that met this man. And what they did, it was sinful anyway. So I'm going to tell you, it was a sinful thing that they were doing. What I'm talking about, they were fornicating, okay? They was fornicating. But I'm about to make a point out of the fornication. It was wrong, but I'm going to tell you the story. And this could apply to a married man, because some of you married men, you don't clean yourself well. She said after her and this man have engaged in this act of fornication, which was wrong, she said he was sitting up on the bed talking to her. She was laying there looking at him, talking up to her. I mean, he was looking down, talking to her, but he was sitting on the bed, on the side of the bed. She said he got up. And when he got up, she seen where he did not clean his backside properly. It was on her sheets. So some of you brothers, How you doing, Sister Greta? Yeah, I'm glad you here at the dinner table, sister. So some of you brothers, even I'm talking to some of you married brothers now. I got to tell you, though the woman wants you to be able to clean your backside properly. Some of them, they wash your clothes and they see that stain in your underwears. So yeah, that's right, Sister Teresa. A skid more, and you're not on the street. It's not your tires. So I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to educate some of the guys out there. So you can't always talk about how women do things like they come out of the water. You know, you know what I'm talking about. So next thing, you have to have the woman have to feel safe, and then you have to be interesting. She got to feel safe with you, and you got to be interesting. Brother, you should be able to talk more about, okay, you're a godly man, right? You're a godly man. So yes, talk about God. But she don't want you, let's be real, she don't want you to talk about God all the time. She wants you to be able to talk about other things besides God. Now she needs to hear you talk about God, but brother, you got to be well-rounded. There's some other things that you could talk about that pique that woman interest. Because you got to understand this, she may have the spirit of God, but guess what? She's a woman. And when you talk to her, you got to talk to her more than you got to talk to her from what you got to know what women like. So when you know what women like, you could be able to converse with her. Like you could ask a little general question like, what do you like to do when you go out? You know, stuff like that. What type of TV shows you like? What type of movies do you like? What type of music do you like listening to? All that kind of stuff. So you can get an idea what she likes. So when you show this woman that you're interested in getting to know her, those some more points on you. She probably ain't gonna tell you that. A mature woman probably don't tell you that. A worldly woman, they probably got a big list on what they want you to know about them. But you have to show that woman that you interested in her so she can be relaxed with you. After all this is done, brother, before you move in to want to see this woman again, you have to be able to read her body language. When you're able to read a woman's body language, it's going to tell you whether or not she's interested in you or she's bored with you. She's not going to be in between. Now, a mature woman, she probably ain't no just say, look, I don't want, you know what, this ain't going nowhere. Worldly women do all that kind of stuff. A mature spiritual woman, she's going to consider your feelings. Because if she don't like your presentation, she's going to give you an out so you can get up with your dignity and walk away with your head up. Because she thinking about your feelings. Worldly women too much think about your feelings. This is what some women would do if they're not interested in you. If the woman is not interested in you and you approach her, okay, remember I said, this is a recap, a mature woman will not directly show you that she's interested in you. She would do it indirectly based on how she look at you, and she may smile, and how she position her body. Like, if you want to talk to me, I'm available. So you got to be able to read it. Number two, make sure that you're together, brother. Remember, first impression count. How you dressed, your swag, and how you smell. You got to be able to express yourself verbally and non-verbally, because she's going to be listening to what you say, and she's going to be watching your body to see whether or not you're legit, because she got God in it. God going to be telling her some things about you anyway. She have to feel safe and interested in you, and you want her to be relaxed. Now, if this woman is not safe and interested in you, this is when you're going to be reading her body language. And what her body language is going to be telling you. Her body language is going to tell you whether she's interested in you or you're boring. If you're boring, more than likely, she probably going to do something like she's going to pick up her phone and she may right in your face and she might look at like she's looking for something. And I'm talking about on the initial time. Because if you look at a woman, if she don't know you and she start picking up her phone doing stuff like that, that letting you know now she's not interested in you. If a woman is not interested in you, she's going to stop looking at you. And when she starts looking at you, she's going to be looking other places. She have tuned you out. Now, let's say that you're an interesting guy and you have met all these other little points. This is a critical point. Whether or not she wants to see you again. Sister DQ Harris said, yes, so true. I never would intentionally hurt or embarrass a man. Amen. So this is a key point, brother. Don't ask her for her number. Don't ask a woman for her number. Don't ask her for a number. Don't ask for a number. Now, some of you saying, okay, how am I going to get in contact with her if I don't ask her for her number? One thing about it, brother, you don't want to put a woman in a position to lie to you. You don't want her lying to you, right? Because some women will lie and give you a fake number. So you don't want her lying to you. And some women, they just don't want to give up their number that soon. So my recommendation, brother, is if you a single man, you initiate and you give her your telephone number. You done did everything. Now you leave her something to do. The only thing you asking her to do is if you want to talk more, here's my telephone number. That's all you got to do. Now you put the ball on her side of the court because you done did everything else. And if she call you, that means that she got more questions and she's a little interested in you. If she doesn't call you, keep moving it. It's just that simple. Let me tell you this, my brothers and sisters. A long time ago, when I was out there in the field, when I was younger, I would ask little girls their telephone number. That's when I was younger, high school kind of crap. But when I got out of high school, it wasn't about me directly asking too many women their numbers. You know what I mean? I got the number, but most of the time, I started having cards. What do I mean by cards? I would have my name and my telephone number, and I give out a card. I'll give you one episode out of my book. Okay, this is what happened. I was at the filling stations this many years ago before I met that woman right there. But that before I met her, she wasn't even on the radar during that time, and I wasn't on her radar. But it was this one young lady. She was at the filling station, right? So when I pulled up in my car, I was getting some gas, and she was getting some gas. But I noticed she kept looking at me. When I looked at her, she'll look away. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, she want to play a little caddy game, right? So when I walked over to her, I asked her, I said, can I ask you a few questions if you don't mind? But first thing I did, I looked down at her hands. I looked down at her hand to see whether she had an engagement ring on or she was married. Or did I see a little mark on her hand? What do I mean by a little mark? You see, I just took my ring off, right? Now, some people, even if I took my ring off, if you could see this clearly, you see that mark right there, that showed that I had a ring on, right? Now, some of them, they may take their rings out, so some women like men too. They try to play that game. So I would say something like, are you married? If she says she married, I probably, pull away. If she says something like, I'm dating, if she said I'm dating, I say, are you in a serious relationship? If she say that she's not in a serious relationship, how you doing, Sister Tamara? If she say that, welcome to the dinner table, sister. Sister Tamara say, please find a softer word for camel toes. Yeah, okay, a softer word for camel toes. You all know what a camel toe is. Some of you all might not know what Sister Tamara talking about. A camel toe is, okay, picture the animal, a camel. You know, the hoofs on the foot. The hoofs is made like this. But a camel toe, what women use now, it is a little device that women put in the front part of their pants. And when they put that part in the front part of their pants, since a lot of men like to look at the woman anatomy, so like the woman wearing some real tight pants and she got this camel toes in the front of her pants, it make it seem like the front part of her is, how shall I say it? Fat. You know what I mean? And some men look at it and be saying, ooh, that's real fat. And they want to find out, is it real or is it not real? You all follow. So thank you, Sister Tamara, for that. But yeah, it's a split. And men, that get men's attention. So, sister, you got to understand that get men's attention. I'm trying to be kind of a little respectful, but you all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, back to, I asked the woman, I said, are you married? She said, no. Then I said, well, are you dating someone? She said, yeah. Sister DQ Harris said, wow, I'm learning something tonight. If you're married, I say, no. She'll say, no. I say, okay. Are you dating someone? Yes, I'm dating someone. And I said, is it serious? Now, if she says it's not serious, I'm looking at her like she's a free agent. What is a free agent? A free agent is someone that's not engaged. So she will fair game. So if she fair game, what did I do? I reached into my jacket and I pulled out a card. And I had the card and I gave it to her. And I say, if you get time and you want to talk more, give me a call. And then I turned and walked away. I did the Victor Newman. You all remember Victor Newman that was on the story? Victor Newman never said goodbye or nothing. If you all ever watched The Young and the Rest of Victor Newman, when Victor Newman come in, he had that black suit on and he always had his hand in his pocket, and he never said bye. All Victor would do is just turn around and walk away. So I pulled the Victor Newman, my brother and sister. I gave a call and I just turned around and walked away. It worked. So anyway, a few days went by. Sister Cynthia, some men talk about it saying it's a turn off to them. Yeah. Some men may talk about it, Sister Cynthia, but hey, it's a lot of them that they like that kind of stuff because they want to find out what is real or not real. But a few days, this young lady, she called me. This is what she did. She called me and she hung up the phone. So I did not identify that number, but I called the number and it happened to be her. So what I'm saying that, brothers, if you're single and the woman's single, just give her your telephone number, and if she want to call you, she call. If she doesn't want to call, she don't call. So you ain't got to worry about nothing. But in the meantime, keep on moving. Now, why am I talking about this? 7 things women want you to do but will never tell you. The reason why, brothers and sisters, like I said earlier, some men, some of you brothers, you got to understand this. There's no man on God's green earth, like I said earlier, that could read a woman's mind. You can't read a woman's mind because you're not a woman. I can't read a woman's mind. The only one that could read a woman's mind is Jesus himself. Now, if you listen to a man that make it seem like he know the ins and out of a woman, that's a danger man that you don't even need to listen to. Because no man can precisely tell you how a woman think. The only way you can know something more about a woman, you have to have God's spirit in you. If you do not have God's spirit in you, you're going to miss a whole bunch of things. You see, when you have the spirit of God in you, God would teach you a lot about that woman, because He the one who created her. So, brother, if you're a spiritual man, your objective in that woman, when you see that woman, you look at that woman and you have to decide, okay, I got a purpose in life. And since I got a purpose in my life, this woman, do I see her as being long-term with me? Do I see this woman as a wife? You understand? That's what you got to say. Do I see this woman as a wife? And when you see that woman as a wife, you can see, okay, now this is the woman that God brought for me to find. God did all the lead work and He put it here so I could see her. And that's when you approach the woman. And you see, the thing about it, brother, what a lot of women, some of you sisters that listening to me now, you got to get to the point where men in general, they don't know you. They know about women, they know some women behavior, but they don't know women. Because men think differently than women and vice versa. So in order, brother, for you to really get an understanding of a woman, you have to have the Lord in you. And the Lord's Spirit. Now, this is where we get to what I said earlier. I said when it comes to the right woman, there needs to be a revelation. Then there need to be illumination. And after the illumination, confirmation. Now, what do I mean by revelation? Revelation is when the Lord brings this woman in front of you. He's opening you up to something, okay? He's opening you up to this woman that He brought your way, because you waited for the Lord to bring the right woman in front of you. So that's revelation. Then illumination, what's on the inside of that woman, if she had the Spirit of God, it's going to illuminate and it's going to radiate from her. You will be able to see it. You will be able to see the Lord in that woman. So she's going to illuminate. I ain't talking about a big aura coming around. No, you're going to see Christ in that woman based on how she talked and based on how she dressed and based on how she moved. So based on how she talked, you're going to know it. Based on critical, how she dressed. Because, brother, if a woman dressed and she's showing a whole bunch of stuff, why would a woman that found out the God want to show her body? Her body belongs only to her husband. Any woman that's showing her body, any woman, I don't care who it is, any woman that's showing her body, this is a woman that is not confident. No woman that's confident don't show, she just wants attention. Confident women don't have to do that. There are some very attractive women that have to show their bodies. And it's not a sense of confidence. It's low self-esteem. Any woman that does that, and that's right, Sister Tamara, that's advertising. She's advertising for worldly men. And she looks, I got to tell you, she looked like she for the streets. I don't care how good she looked. She looked like she for the streets. And you all know what I mean by the streets. Because, brother, when it's a woman that, if you got some things going on in your life, brother, and you got a purpose, you don't want those type of women. If she's going to get attention, you want her to get attention being a spiritual woman, and she ain't got to go around talking about God all the time, but she needs to dress the part because she represents God and she represents you. Why would you, brother, want to be with a woman that like to show all her breasts to other men? It ain't nothing wrong if they give a little air. It ain't nothing, but when they have it all down there, it ain't nothing sexy about that. She's for the streets. And any woman that walking around with a real short stuff on, she for the streets. She not for you. I put it this way. This is what I say. A lot of these women that dress this way, let's say they have to go talk. Let's say Jesus, I want to talk to you. Would they go around Jesus with their breast showing? Just think about it. If Jesus called them himself, if an angel say, Jesus want to talk to you, do you think they're going to go around Jesus with their chest showing? Let's talk. Do you think they're going to go around Jesus with a camel toes? Do you think they're going to go around Jesus, and when they go in front of Jesus, they're going to turn like this and show Jesus their butt? Do you really think they're going to do that to Jesus? Do you see them twerking in front of Jesus? Do you see them with a glass of whatever alcohol? Do you see them doing this like they do on the book and all that kind of stuff? Do you see them doing this in front of Jesus? Do you see them sitting in a suggested way in front of Jesus? No, they won't do it. Why they won't do it? Some people say because it's Jesus. They're telling you something. They would respect Jesus, but they don't want to respect you. If you're a man of God, that woman that desire to be in a relationship with you, she's going to dress appropriately. She is going to speak a certain way. She's going to behave a certain way. And I'm telling you right now, tonight, everything that I just said, brothers, don't deal with those type of women. I don't care how good she look. I don't care how fine she is. Don't deal with them. They for the streets. Now, no men, let the worldly men take care of worldly women. That's for them. The blind will lead the blind. Let both of them blind people be with each other. They meant to be with each other. Those are sons and daughters of the devil. Because you got to understand this. This thing is deep, my brother and sister. It's deep. What do I mean by deep? When it comes to a relationship, God got to be in the middle of a relationship. So, brother, you represent God, and this woman represent God. She represent you, brother, and sister, you represent him. But both of you represent God. When it comes to a relationship, brother, let me tell you what a woman really needs. Remember I said earlier, what was the topic? 7 things women want you to do but never tell you. Let me tell you what some women may not realize. Some women do not realize this. That's right, Sister Tamara. Some women don't realize that. Worldly women don't realize it, but they need spiritual leadership. Because remember, the woman is made out of spirit, soul, and body. So, brother, you have to lead that woman just like Christ lead the church. So she got to see leadership in you. Only mature, godly women see this. Worldly women don't want to follow you. They want you to follow them. Godly women will follow you if you follow in Christ. It is natural for a mature, godly woman to follow you. They're looking for leadership. Worldly men don't have leadership. They have leadership from the world point of view, just because they got a powerful position, just because they got money and stuff. Some women look at men because of their position and their popularity as leadership. That ain't no leadership. Satan can give them that because Satan is the little god of this world. Small g, small o, small d. Satan give men things. That's not leadership. Leadership is when a man is meek like Moses. The Bible said that Moses was the most meekest man to ever live. Meek does not mean weak. So, brother, just check this out, brother. Jesus, he washed his disciples' feet at the Last Supper. Do you not realize that Jesus, he got up and he washed the disciples' feet, and Jesus was yet the Lord? Brother, you got to have that type of thing in you. You have to be a server, just like Jesus said, I came to serve, not to be served. You got to have that kind of mentality. Not only was Jesus a leader, he served. Brother, you got to be a leader, and plus you got to serve. That's right, sister, or to my silent string. And not only that, brother, she got to feel like you can provide. And I ain't talking about provide. You see, it's a difference between needs and wants. You have to be able to address her needs before her wants. The wants could be put aside, but you still need to give her some wants now, okay? And after that, can you protect her? She looking for protection. Can you feel her emotional needs and her mental needs? Can you do this? You have to ask yourself, can I fulfill her emotional and mental needs? That means you want to instill in that woman peace. When you look at her, you got to watch how you communicate with her. You don't put no acid on your words. When you talk to a woman, I'm telling you, when you talk to a woman, you got to put some sugar in the tea. And you have to build them up. You have to build your woman up daily. If you have to say something negative to her, know how to talk to her. When you talk to her, you got to be able to talk to her in a way where she doesn't feel attacked. You got to be tactful in how you talk to her. That's right, Sister Teresa, daily building. When you in a relationship with a woman, you building. It's only one. You either going to build her up or you going to bring her down. And there's no middle ground. That's why a lot of women, I got to tell you, this is a sidebar. A lot of you husbands right now, your woman is starving for compliments from you. They starving for attention from you. You don't give it to them. You have to feed a woman. You got to feed them. What do I mean? I'm not only talking about state. You got to feed that woman emotional, mental need. If you don't feed her, guess what? Satan's son's gonna feed her out there. When that woman looking good, you supposed to be the first one to tell her how good she look. If she make you a meal or whatever she do, you supposed to be the first one to applaud her. You supposed to be her biggest fan outside of God. Even if she burns something up, you don't just look at the piece of toast and say, why you brought me this burnt piece? Get a knife and scrape the burnt piece off, that burnt stuff off of the toast. She'll see it, but you ain't got to say nothing. You got to understand how to do it. So you feed her positive, uplifting words. If you have to say something to her that's going to be critical, just say something like this. Let's say is she washing some clothes, and by chance it mess up your shirt. All you have to do is say, now don't talk to her while you're angry now. Just say, baby, that is something wrong with the washing machine? And she's gonna say, what happened? Then you say, well, you see this spot on my shirt? I just want to know what's something wrong with the washing machine. Don't tell her you put some Clorox in there on colored clothes. Don't do that. Because she could have been thinking about something else. You don't know what. She could have been distracted. So what you do is say, you know, is something wrong with the washing machine? And she said, what? He said, you see, it got some white spots. You know, what's up? And then she might say, oh, I'm sorry. And just say, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And then do the Victor Newman and walk away. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sister Tamara, for saying that. Don't ever tell no woman that don't ever tell no woman match her up with your mama. My mama cooked this way. My mama does it this way. Why can't you be like my mama? Then she might say, because I'm not your mama. Don't ever do no comparison and contrast with no woman and your mama. If you married, brothers, your wife come before your mama. Yes, you could love your mama. Your mama gonna always be your mama, but your wife come before your mama. That's what some of you guys you married guys got to understand. You don't ever want to be no war between your mama and your wife. Some of you brothers, how you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? Some of you brothers, you may have to talk to your mama. You may have to say, look, mama, I know you having problems with my wife, but out of respect for me, try to work with her. And then you may have to talk to your wife. You might have to say, baby, that's my mama. I need for you to respect her. So you're going to have to talk to both of them separately. You don't ever want to, you brother, you can control the temperature between your wife and your mama. Your mama going to always be your mama. But you living with the woman. Remember what Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. When you marry a woman, brother, y'all become one. You're not one with your mama. You're one with your wife. For this cause, a man should leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. It's something, your wife should not have to come to you and say, why are you always comparing me to your mama? She should never have to say that. Your wife needs to know that she is number 2 after God. She's never number 1, but she needs to know that you're number 2 after God. Sister Kirkpatrick say, I wish my ex-husband knew that. Some don't. And that's right, Sister Tamara said, I don't have sex with mama. Yeah, some women would throw that at you too. They will do all that kind of stuff. But brother, you got to understand, when it comes to a mature woman, there's something they're never going to say. They want you to know. And in order for you to know, my recommendation is have a ongoing relationship with Jesus. Brother, you're going to have to pray to God. First of all, if God bring you the right woman, you thank God for bringing the right woman in your life. He's not going to bring a perfect woman to your life. He's not going to do that. He could bring the right woman. When God bring the right woman to your life, she's going to fall on her face sometime. She's going to piss you off sometime. All kind of stuff. Just like you're going to piss her off sometime and vice versa. So You're not getting a perfect product when God bringing in, but you're getting the right product. You got to understand that you're getting the right product, but not a perfect product. So that's why you got to understand, brother, you got to love this woman unconditionally. You have to ask God, you're going to have to say, Lord, show me how to love my wife. You don't know how to love your wife. That woman right there, I don't know how to love her on my own. And I don't need none of you brothers trying to love her for me. I don't know how to love her like I need to. I have to depend on God, Son Jesus, to teach me. And this is a continual thing. He have to teach me and show me and guide me how to do it. Because see, the ultimate part is I got to think about her soul. You know what I'm saying? I got to think about her soul first. Her outside is going to go, she's getting older. So she's going to change on the outside. So the most important part about her is, to me, is her soul. I want her soul to be right so she could be with me and Jesus when Jesus comes during the rapture. That right, Sister Flo? Show me, Lord. And the Lord will teach you, brother, what you need to do. See, when the Lord teach you, guess what? Your thing is you want your woman's heart to smile. Notice I say her heart to smile. I didn't say a smile on her face. Worldly men try to get a woman to smile on the outside. No, if you her husband, brother, you work on her heart. And how do you work on her heart? You do things. You are the servant. You got to be just like Jesus. You got to talk to her just like Jesus. What did Jesus used to say to people when he ran up people? What can I do for you? What do you need? That's how Jesus would talk to people. What can I do for you? What do you need? Jesus said, I came to serve, not to be served. So, brother, if you do it Jesus' way, what you're doing is you planting the seed of love in her. And when you plant the seed of love in her, get what you're going to reap. You're going to reap respect. If you sow love into the woman, the right woman, she's going to give you respect. That's what most men look at when it comes to love. So, brother, don't ask for respect if you can't love her. And not only love her verbally, you got to be able to touch her the right way. When I say, and I'm not talking about sex. It can lead to sex, but I'm not talking about sex. Brother, sometimes all you have to do is just touch her hand. And when you walk by her, you need to touch a kiss on the cheek or the neck or something like that. And sometimes you might could tap that backside. They like stuff like that. And tell her, just tell her sometimes, just walk by her and say, look, I love you. That's all you have to do sometimes, say, I love you. If you're away from her sometimes, just pick up the phone and you ain't got to be long dialogue. Just say, look, I love you. That's all I got. That's all I want to tell you. I love you. Sometimes if you truthful to that woman, if God actually brought this woman into your life, brother, what you need to say sometimes, you need to say, look, I have dated so many women in my life, but God ain't never brought no woman in my life like you. Just be straight to her. God ain't never done that. Yeah, that's right. You slap on the backside sometimes. That's right, Sister Tamara. But you see, that's what you have to do, brothers. And then sometimes, brother, what you could do, like if she looking at Lifetime or something like that, you might not like it. Sometimes, I'm gonna tell you this, some stuff that she look at, I don't like it. But guess what? I go and I say, what that you looking at? And she'll tell you. And then I say, what that's about? And she'll tell me. Then she'll say, you wanna look at it for a little while? Initially, I might say, no, not really. Then I say, okay, I see what it's about. And you know what I have found, my brother and sister? I have found some of that stuff that she like looking at. I start liking it. At first, it didn't seem interesting, but then then she liked it, me looking at stuff with her and doing stuff. I'm not down with the shopping now. I ain't graduated to the shopping part, because it's like when I want to go I like to go in a store and get what I'm going to get and leave out. Now, I haven't graduated to shopping. I haven't graduated to that. You know, I got some more growing to do on that. Thank you, Lord. Help me, Lord. You see, I got to do that. They're right. Share interest, Sister Tamara. So I'm telling you, brother, you need the Lord, because, and sister, remember this before we go out. We don't have a manual of how to love a woman. We don't come into the word with a manual. The only thing most men come in with what they see on TV, what their boys say, or what they think. Most men think, this is what most men think loving a woman. If I could get her a house, make sure she eat, and make sure she got on clothes, and get her hair done, her nails done, and all that kind of stuff. That's what some men think about it. Thank you, Sister Tamara. Some men, that's how some men equate love. If I work and I pay the bills and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. No, brother. When you love a woman, you got to love her spiritually. You got to love her soul, because she got a mind, a will, and emotion. She got a body. You got to know how to tend to her spiritual needs. You got to know how to tend to her soul, her emotions, her mind. You got to know how to touch that body the right way. And you got to do those other things financially. You got to love that woman. It's more than just sex, brother. It's more than that. And with that said, my brother and sister, I hope that you all got something out of the dinner tonight. Those of you that are on the book, I would like for you to like, share, and make comments. Those of you that are on the tube, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification button, like, and share. That's all I ask you all to do. And anyway, my brothers and sisters, guess what? It's time for me to close the kitchen. I have given you food, that good soul food. Now I want you to take one of the plates. Go ahead and take your plate. Put some of the good soul food on the plate. And, you can go to your destination, because it's time for me to close the kitchen down and clean off the dinner table. Until next time, I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Peace out.